Amanda, it is amazing to be here with you, not only because it's Winnipeg, but we're at the Forks and we're at your shop. Tell me how this whole thing came about. I know it was over wine, but tell my viewers how it all happened.
Yeah, so it was kind of an interesting journey, I guess, how it all happened. It was my best friend Tom and we actually met singing in choir about 10 years ago, which is so hilarious and random. And we just were instant best friends. And ever since then, everything we've kind of done together just worked. We had this weird symbiotic relationship. So Tom got into making candles as a hobby, got really good at it. I had a marketing and graphic design background, so he asked myself to team up with him. And kind of create this, new brand, Coal and Canary, over some wine at my house once a week. So that's kind of the short version of how it all started.
Now, when it's coming to making a new, not necessarily a new item, because of course there's candles out there, but a new product and making it your own, how do you decide what to do differently and what's going to stand out?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we actually had done a lot of market research when we started the company just to see what was being done locally, nationally and internationally, and then what wasn't being done in the candle market. So we noticed there was a niche market for millennial women, ages 25 to 35, that really weren't being targeted. So we really wanted to go after that audience. So something else that we had realized is wooden wicks weren't as common in Canada especially as opposed to, let's say, Australia. So that was something that we also noticed was a trend happening over there, and we really wanted to bring that here. So we started using wooden wicks. We were one of the first-ish people to do it in Canada. It was kind of being done already, but we really brought it to the forefront, and we only do wooden wicks. So that really adds to the ambiance, and it makes a nice crackling sound when it burns.
Is the wooden wick also what stops your candles from smoking?
Yeah, so the benefit to wooden wicks as opposed to cotton wicks is that cotton wicks do tend to smoke a lot more than a wooden wick will. So the nice thing is that it gets that nice crackling sound, and when you blow it out, you don't get that constant, plume of smoke. It just kind of fizzles out, which is also a nice added benefit, as well as it burns a lot longer and it burns a lot slower. So our candles will last about 50 to 60 hours, and it's about the same, same length of time as a large 3-wick candle. So it's a third of the size, but it lasts just as long.
Now, when you guys first began, did you go into the whole process? Did you go down to the warehouse and learn how to pour and figure it all out?
It was really funny because Tom actually just did it as a creative hobby when he was in nursing school, as far as making candles. And he was making them in his kitchen, got really good at it, and taught me how to make candles in my kitchen. And the way we were doing it, it was actually just 3.5 years ago that we started in my kitchen. And the way we were doing it actually took us about an hour to make 7 candles, which was very time consuming. And we actually bought, pots to use as double boilers from Canadian Tire. And it was a very old school way of doing it, but it really kind of taught us the basics of how to do it, and then from there we've obviously gotten better and use better equipment now.
And you've got such a large team behind you now. How did you go about finding each individual person?
Yeah, so at Coal and Canary, obviously personality is really important for us, and that goes all the way to our staff as well. They're really our focus, and we really try to make sure that we have the best staff working for us. Something that we've always tried to stay true to is find the right people and then decide where on the bus they sit. So that's kind of our mantra. So we like to find really great people who have, really hard work ethic and really believe in what we're doing, and then decide where they really fit within our company. So it's really worked out well for us, and we've been really lucky finding we have the best team. I say we have the best team in the world, so they're my dream team.
Well, they're definitely doing something for you guys. All the hard work that you guys have put in. As you said, it's only been about 3 years. Yeah. You've accomplished so much. You look at the locations that are selling your candles. It's not just Canada. You're literally all over the world. Hong Kong even? Yeah. How does that happen?
I don't know. No, I think it's been primarily Instagram. Instagram's been our number one marketing tool from day one. We knew that our niche audience was on Instagram, so we got on it right away. And before we even got into any sort of gift bags or wholesale stores, we started posting pictures on Instagram. Not anticipating it to become a business. It was just a hobby. But through Instagram, stores started emailing us saying, "We love your product. How do we sell it?" And we had no idea how to sell it, so we had to do a lot of late nights of research on Google and asking friends and figuring it out from the ground up. So really, Instagram has really been been it for us. To this day, we get, I would say, 90% of our new wholesalers contacting us because they found us on Instagram. So that's how we've been really able to reach, beyond Canada.
And fast forwarding from that, you've been invited to gifting suites. You've been a part of that whole Hollywood scene. What was that like when you first heard that they wanted your stuff?
It was really surreal. I thought it was spam at first. And it was funny because Tom and I made a business plan about a month after starting, and our 10-year goal was to do any sort of gift bag like the Junos. We thought that would be so cool. It still would be cool. We haven't done the Junos yet, one day. But we actually ended up saying, what if we did like the Grammys or the Oscars, just shoot for the moon, and did some research, found the company that actually does the gifting suites and puts together the gift bags, and just sent them a message and said, hey, this is who we are. This is our product. Here's our website. What's the process in 10 years to be considered? Not expecting a response. And it was just right time, right place. And they happened to be doing their submissions at that time. And they responded 3 weeks later saying, we know you didn't officially apply, but we've reviewed your product and we think it's perfect for this year's Grammy and Oscar gift bags. Are you in? So it was amazing. It was
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. And it definitely was a risk. Like, we were brand new. We didn't have a lot of capital. It could have made or broke our business essentially, but we put a lot of hard work into it and tried to capitalize on it and spread the word, and it really pushed things to the next level for us and helped us, I guess, get where we are today.
Who would you say is the coolest person that you've heard has your candle?
Oh, so I have a good story. Beyonce. Yeah. So it was really funny because a few weeks after we did the Grammys, I got a random phone call on my phone from New York City, and I picked it up, and it was a gentleman who's named Neil Farina, and he's Beyonce's personal hairdresser. Okay. So I guess he phoned us. He has his own salon in New York City, and he said, hey, I was at her house and I saw your candle. I want to sell these in my salon. How do I go about doing it? So that was really a surreal moment. So you're in Winnipeg, and you forget that the impact it can have. So it's really cool.
That's amazing. I'm so happy that it's all happening for you.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about the scents, because I've smelled many of your candles and they are all fantastic.
Thank you.
I know that Tom was recently in Europe to discover new ways of bringing scents in.
Right, yeah.
But how do you decide what works and what doesn't?
Sometimes it's trial and error. We usually have an idea in our head already. We think, this would be really, really fun and unique. And we try to do what other candle companies aren't doing. So we really try to do unique scents. We have a candle that smells like baked bread and butter. We have a candle that smells like creme brulee. Like, we have, all, you name it, we kind of have it. And so, usually we'll go through the seasons and say what goes with fall. Obviously pumpkin spice is an obvious one. It's our bestseller. So PSL for the win. But things like that. We just kind of go through and we've had a couple that are just awful and we just, they don't go to the public, but it's really fun. We enjoy doing it.
Have you ever had one that you thought was going to be amazing and it just turned out completely opposite?
Do you know what? I don't think so. There's been the odd one. Like, we've had a couple where we thought it was, maybe it was going to be really good, and it was not super great, but nothing that was really obvious. So thank God.
And right now you're doing a line to do with brunch.
We are.
Tell me about it.
It actually features 3 really fun scents. There's one that's a pancakes and maple syrup. There's one that's a strawberry cream cheese bagel, and then a mimosa one. So we thought it'd be really cute, and it also comes in a little box set of 3 votives as well as 3 full-size candles.
Now, when you're making up these scents, are you eating all the things at the same time just to get the true feeling?
Do you know what's really funny? Whenever we sell candles, we have a lot of candles that smell like food, and people will always say, oh, I'm so afraid to buy this one that smells like dessert because I'm afraid I'm going to eat all the dessert. And I actually think it curbs your craving. I think it really does. I don't know how, but it does. So so it I think it's better for you to light candles that smell like food than eat.
There you go. Coal and Canary, the new way to diet.
Exactly, right? 0 calories.
I think it's a good way to do it.
They smell better than they taste, I promise.
Amanda, where can people find you on Instagram?
So our Instagram is Coal and Canary, CoalAndCanary, and we also do have a website as well, coalandcanary.com.
And of course, I have to ask you, I don't think you're wearing any today, but your nails are fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
When you do wear socks,
yes.
What type do you wear?
Oh my gosh, I wear short socks. Yeah. Is that weird?
No.
Is that weird? It sounds like I'm really athletic. I wear athletic socks. It's like I jog every day, but I don't.
It's just a little secret between you and yourself.
It's like wearing yoga pants, right? Let's be honest.
It still counts.
Exactly.
Are they always white or are they colorful?
Yeah, I have fun with them too. Yeah, definitely. So white, blue, pink, you name it. I think I have every color. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amanda. You're amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah.